This is new now at 4. Parents standing guard outside a North Portland school today. They say they're there to make sure students get home safe after immigration enforcement activity was reported near the school today. The district put 2 schools into secure status while the alleged activity was going on. That's when the schools lock their doors and keep people inside. It happened at César Chávez K-8 and George Middle School. 4 other North Portland schools were put on high alert. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us for K2 News at 4. I'm Deborah Knapp.
And I'm Reiki Azaway. K2 has reached out to DHS to confirm whether ICE agents were in the area today, and if so, what they were doing. We'll let you know when we hear back. For now, let's get to K2's Shelby Slaughter live outside of César Chávez. Shelby, this has caused a lot of fear in the area.
Yeah, right. I would say that there were probably more than 100 parents and community members out here making sure kids can get home safe. You can see there's a couple staff members here. And if we walk down this way, both sides of the sidewalk, left and right, were just lined with parents. And the school goes around that way. And we saw parents circling the school, making sure kids get home safe.
You're not going to knock on my door thinking you're going to get a kid out of here.
Honor Mosley lives just steps away from César Chávez School in North Portland, running a daycare and living in this area for decades, and tells me the ICE activity in her neighborhood isn't acceptable, especially so close to a school.
So you're just going to go in there and snatch these kids and that's okay?
Or their parents?
Or their parents? You're going in there getting teachers. People can't even go to work.
In a letter to parents sent on Thursday, the district said, quote, "We were made aware of reports of ICE activity in the broader North Portland community. Out of an abundance of caution, César Chávez School and George Middle School have implemented a secure the perimeter protocol. That means the school locked their doors and kept kids inside." The letter also said schools like Astor, James John, Roosevelt, and Sinton were on high alert as well. And in that same letter, school officials said they're developing a plan to make sure kids can get home safely. I asked what that plan was, and they didn't share any details. Reporting live from César Chávez, I'm Shelby Slaughter, K2 News.
Shelby, thanks. K2 is always on your side to give you context about the stories we share. PPS confirms there was not immigration enforcement at their schools. It does bring up the topic, though, of enforcement at so-called sensitive locations. Here's a bit of a timeline. The first policy was established in 1993 under the Clinton administration. More recently, in 2021, President Biden issued an expanded directive prohibiting ICE from making arrests at places like schools, churches, and hospitals. The Trump administration rescinded that policy in January this year. At that time, DHS said law enforcement officers should use discretion along with a healthy dose of common sense. Then in March, there was a court order making ICE respect any place of worship. In April, an Oregon labor group and churches from across the country sued DHS. The lawsuit says the policy infringes on people's constitutional rights, among other things. DHS doubled down in response, saying they are protecting these locations by preventing criminals from exploiting them. The lawsuit is pending. It appears to be currently hung up due to the government shutdown.
K2 is on your side tracking immigration enforcement around Portland, school policies and procedures when it comes to ICE, federal and state policies, and the legal challenges. You can find all of this background on our website, KATU.com, and we're always posting new articles with new developments.